cords everywhere. No. I like it. Well, last time I was here, it was cold. Woo, it was cold. You hear that? Is there anything we can do about it? Just turn it up. Do we just live with it, or do we just... Now, being 6 years old, I'd seen some trains before, so it's hard to figure out what I'm at the depot. Trains are big and black and smoke and steam, screaming at the wheels, bigger than anything there is, at least that's the way she feels. Trains are big and black and smoking, louder than July 4, but everybody's acting like this might be something more than just picking up the mail or the soldiers from the war. Just something that even old man Wildman never seen before. And it's a late afternoon on a hot Texas day. Something strange is going on and we're all in the way. There's 50 or 60 people, they're just sitting on the cars, and the old men left their dominoes and they come down from the bars. Ooh, and everybody's checking. Old Jack Kittrell check his watch, and us kids put our ears to the rails to hear 'em pop. So we already noted when they finally said train time, and you'd have thought that Jesus Christ himself was rolling down the line, 'cause things got real quiet. Mama jerked me back, not before I'd got the chance to lay a nickel on the track. Woo! Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Lord, she never even stopped. But she left 50 or 60 people still sitting on the cars, and I'm wondering what it's coming to and how it got this far. Ooh, but me, I got a nickel smashed flatter than a dime by a mad dog, runaway red silver streamline train. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Woo! Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone, screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Yeah. Thank you. I need a little low end on this guitar up here. It's just real thin. And I like the feedback. Jimi Hendrix was right. Pack up all your dishes. Make note of all good wishes. Say goodbye to the landlord for me. That son of a bitch has always bored me. Throw out them LA papers, a moldy box of vanilla wafers. Adios to all this concrete. Gonna get me some dirt road back street. I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought, and is to you, old skinny Dennis. Only one I think I will miss. I can hear that old bass singing, sweet and low like a gift you're bringing. Play it for me one more time now. Got to give it all we can now. I believe everything you're saying. Just you keep on playing. I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought, and you put the pink card in the mailbox. Leave the key in that old front door lock. They'll find it likely as not. I'm sure there's something we have forgot. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry, babe. Love's a gift that's surely handmade. We got something to believe in. Don't you think it's time we're leaving? I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought. You know, Susanna and I used to live in this little apartment out in Los Angeles, California. The landlord was one of those guys that come home from work every day and go out to the garage and make his own bullets. But the neatest thing about this little place was that right outside the front window was the prettiest little grapefruit tree you ever seen in your whole life. Sweet grapefruit. And one morning we awoke to the sound of this guy out there chopping down this grapefruit tree. So I went outside and I said, "What in the hell are you doing?" He said, "Oh, guy," he said, "you know this damned old grapefruit tree here, it's so old, it's been here so long. The roots have gotten so big, they're starting to mess up my concrete patio. So pack up all your dishes, make note of all good wishes, say goodbye to the landlord for me. That son of a bitch has always bored me." Sure is light up here. Let me just knock this circle down to just where I can barely stand in it. Well, listen. Y'all ever been to a shrink? Quite an experience. I asked that question the other night in New York City, and the whole audience raised their hand. Me. Yeah, I know. I don't write many protest songs. However, it's kind of a little mental health talking blues. That's awful. Well, I was feeling real depressed. I was feeling real low down. I just felt so bad that I could not get my butt up off the ground. Well, I was moping around the house, and I was bumping into walls. I was crying at the Andy Griffith show, and I was snapping at the dog. Well, I was starting to fear for my sanity. Could not find my ego with both hands. So I decided professional help was the only hope for me. So I called up this number, which I'd gotten off TV. They said, are you having marital problems? Are you emotionally impaired? Are you sure you're being followed? Are you just scared of being scared? Well, if so, you better come on in and have a little talk with the doc. So I did. Said, doctor, good doctor, I got trouble on my mind now. Listen to me, doc, I don't have much time. I got a feeling down inside me and it will not go away. You know it hangs on and bangs on my soul every day. Oh, and doctor, good doctor, I'm grabbing at loose ends, and I hadn't felt like I used to since I don't remember when. Oh, and yesterday got past me, today is all the same, and tomorrow really scares me, man, I just can't play the game. He said, quit whining. He said, straighten up and fly right. He said, life is not a piece of cake. No shit. Well, he wanted to know if my insurance was paid up. Well, I'm okay, and you're okay if the check's okay. Second best $100 I ever spent. Barbecue is the answer to your question. Oh, dear. How come it never does this in the sound check? Is it as buzzy out there to you as it is to me? What do you want to do, man? Let them shoot you or fix it? Can't hear the words? Huh? Really? Turn the damn vocal up. It's like when you're making conversation and you're trying not to scream and you're trying not to tell them that you don't care what they mean, and you're really feeling fragile and you really can't get home, you really feel abandoned but you want to be alone. Oh friend, shine like diamonds, old friend you can always call. Old friend, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. When the house is empty and the light begins to fade and there's nothing to protect you except a window shade, and it's hard to put your finger on the thing that scares you most, and you can't tell the difference between an angel and a ghost. Oh friend, they shine like diamonds. Old friend, you can always call. Old friends, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. Yes, it is. Old friends, they shine like diamonds. Old friend, you can always call. Old friend, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. Thought maybe a little love song, something kind of tender. There ain't nothing in the world that I like better than bacon and lettuce and homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden, get you a ripe one, don't get a hard one. Plant 'em in the spring, eat 'em in the summer. All winter without 'em's a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and digging every time I go out and pick me a big one. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Yeah. sure, but it's nothing a homegrown tomato won't cure. Put 'em in a salad, put 'em in a stew. You can make your very own tomato juice. You can eat 'em with eggs, you can eat 'em with gravy, eat 'em with beans, pinto or navy. Put 'em on the side, put 'em in the middle. Put a homegrown tomato on a hot cake griddle. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Yes, sir. Burn it up, burn it up. Now if I was to change this life I lead, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed. 'Cause I know what this country needs. It's homegrown tomatoes in every yard you see. So when I die, don't bury me in a box in a cemetery. Out in the garden it'd be much better, and I could be pushing up homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'll life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Yes, sir. When was it? Last March, I guess. I was down in Austin, Texas for Jerry Jeff Walker's birthday party. Quite a little event. Well, we got through, and Jerry Jeff went to bed, and me and Ramblin, Jack Elliott, and Larry Mahen proceeded to stay up all night, howling at the moon. We got to do something here, man. I can't stand this anymore. Let me try unplugging out of my box and going straight into the direct box. Turn down everything. This is ridiculous. I got these lines in my face, trying to straighten out the wrinkles in my life. When I think of all the fools I've been, it's a wonder that I've sailed this many miles. To which Mahen replied, I had a sweet bird of youth was sitting on my shoulder yesterday. But she's always changing partners, and I always knew she'd up and fly away. Was staying up all night in the Driskill Hotel. Ramblin, Jack, and Mahen was cowboyed all to hell. And the room smelled like bulls, and the words sound like songs. Now there's a pair to draw to, boys, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Jack said, hey, I recall a time I set my soul on fire just for show. And all it ever taught me was the more I learned, the less I seem to know. Mahen crawled out from behind the couch and said, Jack, when all is said and done, mistakes are only horses in disguise. Ain't no need to ride 'em over, 'cause we could not ride 'em different if we tried. Just staying up all night in a Driskill Hotel, Ramblin, Jack and Mahen was cowboyed all to hell. And the room smelled like bulls, and the words sound like songs. Now there's a pair to draw to, boys, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Just staying up all night in the Driskill Hotel, Ramblin, Jack and Mahen, they was cowboyed all to hell. It's better, isn't it? Okay, where were we? Let's see. Let me play you this song. I'm probably the world's worst guitar tuner. I can find the string it's out of tune. That's not the problem, you know. It's like then I tune the other 5 to it. This is a song I wrote about a man who was kind of like my grandfather. Actually, he was my grandmother's boyfriend. That's what he was. He was a wildcatter out in West Texas, a little town called Mahen. That's out between Pecos and nowhere. But anyway, wildcatters, they just kind of drill oil wells for the hell of it, you know. It doesn't matter if you get anything. It's sport. But anyway, he's the guy that taught me how to whittle and spit, and cuss, and drive a car, and sit up straight. And this song's always been for him. And I'd play the Red River Valley, and he'd sit in the kitchen, and he'd cry, and run his fingers through 70 years of living, and wonder, Lord, has every well I drill gone dry? Oh, his friends, me and his old man, was like Desperadoes waiting for a train, like Desperadoes waiting for a train. Well, he's a drifter and a driller of oil wells, and an old school man of the world. give me money for the girls. And our lives was like some old western movie, was like desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. From the time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there was old men with beer guts and dominoes, oh, and they're lying about their lives while they play. And I was just a kid that they all called his sidekick. It's like desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. One day I looked up and he's pushing 80, and his brown tobacco stains all down his chin. Well, to me he's one of the heroes of this country. So why is he all dressed up like them old men? He's drinking beer and playing Moon and 42, like a desperado waiting for a train, like a desperado waiting for a train. Then the day before he died, I went to see him. And I was grown and he was almost gone. So we just closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen and sang another verse to that old song. Come on, Jack, the son of a bitch is coming. We're like desperado waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. It was like desperados waiting for a train. Thanks. A lot of times people ask me what my favorite song of mine is, and usually this is the answer. Just about always this is the answer. I'm not quite sure why, but it's a song about 10 seconds in a woman's life. Well, she's standing on the gone side of leaving. She found a thumb and stuck it in the breeze. She'll take anything that's going close to somewhere. She can lay it down and live it like she please. She ain't going nowhere, she's just leaving. She ain't going nowhere, she can't breathe. She ain't going home, and that's for sure. But she's not sitting down crying on her suitcase. 'cause she had no second thoughts by the road. But she's got feelings that need some repairing, and she did not give a damn that it showed. She ain't going nowhere, she's just leaving. She ain't going nowhere, she can't breathe. She ain't going home, and that's for sure. And the wind had its way with her hair, and the blues had their way with her smile. She had a way of her own, just like prisoners have a way with a file. She ain't going nowhere, she's just leaving. She ain't going nowhere, she can't breathe. She ain't going home, and that's for sure. Now she ain't going nowhere, she's just leaving. She ain't going nowhere, she can't breathe. She ain't going home, and that's for sure. Now she ain't going home, and that's for sure. Thanks. I love you too. I want to do you one more song, then I'm going to bring Towns and Robert Earl back out here, and we're going to play you a bunch of songs we don't even know. Now, he was a wino, tried and true. He'd done about everything there is to do. He worked on freighters, and he'd worked in bars. He worked on farms, and he'd worked on cars. Well, it was white port that put that look in his eye grown men get when they need to cry. And we sat down on the curb to rest, and his head just fell down on his chest. He says every single day it gets just a little bit harder to handle, and yet. And then he lost the thread and his mind got cluttered. The words just rolled off down the gutter. Well, he was an elevator man in a cheap hotel in exchange for the rent on a one-room cell. He's old, years beyond his time. No thanks to the world in the white port wine. See, he says, son, he always called me son. He said, life for you has just begun. And then he told me the story I'd heard before, how he fell in love with a Dallas whore. Now, it's been 17 years riding line, and he ain't been straight none of the time. It's too many days of fighting the weather, and too many nights not being together. so he died. When they went through his personal effects, and among the stubs from the welfare checks was a crumbling picture of a girl and a door, and an address in Dallas and nothing more. And the welfare people provided the priest, and a couple from the mission down the street sang Amazing Grace. No one cried except some lady in black way off to the side. We all left. She's standing there, the black veil covering the silver hair. Old One-Eyed John said her name was Alice, and she used to be a whore in Dallas. So let him roar, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas, rest his soul. Just you let him roll, Lord, let him roar. They always said that heaven was just a Dallas whore. Just you let him roar, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas, rest his soul. Thanks a lot. All right. We'll get some more microphones up here, and Towns and Robert are coming right out. Stick with us. We're going to have more fun than we know what to do with.
I'm going to tell a joke while our guy, are we tuned?
Go ahead and tell it. I want to hear it.
Are y'all tuned?
No, go ahead.
There's this drunk that walks out of a bar. He bumps right into a giant cop. Policeman looks down, he looks at the guy and he says, "Buddy, what's wrong with you?" And the guy says, "Officer, I sure am glad I found you. Boy, man, am I ever glad I found you." And the cop says, "Great, what do you want?" He says, "Somebody stole my car." And the cop says, "Where was your car?" The guy says, "It was right on the end of this key." He says, "Well, look, why don't you get in the back of my car and we'll go downtown and the nice people down there will help you find your car. How's that sound?" "Officer, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. That's what we'll do." He starts to get in the cop car and policeman stops him and he says, "Look, before we go downtown, you think maybe you ought to zip up your fly?" Kelly says, "Man, they got my girl too."
Give me that.
Smokey or Blue Ridge?
Smokey.
My guitar's off. This is Ray, you guys. He's the stage manager. And plus, these sound guys did a good job tonight. Good job. Hey, Ray, that was me. I didn't have it plugged in all. across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. I don't expect to see you anymore. Well, where's that finger ring I gave? Where's that finger ring I gave? Where's that finger ring I gave? I don't expect to see you anymore. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. I don't expect to see you anymore. You can rob my baby, feed him candy. You can rob my baby, feed him candy. Rob my baby, feed him candy. And I don't expect to see you anymore. 'Cause my home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. I don't expect to see you anymore. Mr. Sinbad, can you hear me? Down there in Grayson, Louisiana, I'll lay a joint upon your graves. I don't expect to see you anymore. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. Across the Smoky Mountains. My home across the Smoky Mountains, and I don't expect to see you. Well, I'm leaving in the morning. Well, I'm leaving in the morning, and I don't expect to see you anymore. 'Cause my home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains, and I don't expect to see you anymore. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains. My home's across the Smoky Mountains, and I don't expect to see you anymore.
It's the old Merle Travis song. Come and gather round, fellas, so young and so fine. Seek not your fortune in the dark, dreary mind. It will form as a habit and seep in your soul, till the stream of your blood runs as black as the coal. And it's dark as a dungeon and damp as the dew, where the dangers are double and the pleasures are few, where the rain never falls, the sun never shines, where it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine.
Seen in my day, lived just to labor his whole life away, like a fiend with his dope or a drunkard his wine. You know a man will have lust for the lure of the mind, and it's dark as the dungeon where the danger is double and the pleasures are few,
where the rain never falls and the sun never shines, where it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine. And I hope when I'm gone, the ages shall roam, my body will blacken and turn into coal.
I look from the door of my heavenly home, pity the miner is digging my bones, and it is
dark as a dungeon and damp as a dew, where the danger is double and the pleasures are few, where the rain never falls and the sun never shines, where it's dark as a dungeon way down in the mine.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everybody. Well, we got time for one more. Well, I mean, the hotter the sauce, the better.
You betcha, bud.
Thin chips and hot sauce. Well, you know, I've always figured that airplane food ain't too bad, you know. I can never understand what these people, boy, they'd be talking about, boy, that airplane food. And man, I mean, it's some of the best food I ever had. When I was growing up, every Thanksgiving, you know, we'd all get together and
eat airplane food. Airplane food is kind of an oxymoron, you know.
I tell you, it was hard to. We always said grace, and still do in my little family. And I mean, saying grace after some of my mom's cooking was hard to keep a straight face. She'd come up, she'd make that, you know, that instant gravy. Boy, she'd work on it. She'd go work on this and go work on that. And she'd work on that gravy. And she'd come out and say, "Want a little gravy, Towns?" "Yes, ma'am." She'd like to get that old skillet. Like, get a fork in there. I'd have a whole thing of gravy exactly fit the whole plate, right? Well, y'all, this I'm going to say so long for us all, because this is for sure. They have to close the joint down, so this it turns into a giant pumpkin. I've been turnstyled, junkpiled, railroaded too. I've been laid low, but don't you know I'm still in love with you? Been took down many a road. Anybody says I ain't, they lie. I ain't got no plans except to be old man. Mama, love you till I die.
You have got me under your spell, pretty mama, won't you tell me about your wonderful charm? I got time to burn and a lot to learn. Won't you take me in your loving arms? 'Cause I know that probably you feel quite oddly words that you hear me say. But if you hold me tight, it's gonna be alright. Mama, kiss your blues away.
Well, I've been turnstyled and junkpiled. I've been railroaded too. I've been laid low, but don't you know I'm still in love with you? I've been took down many a road. Anybody says I ain't, they lie. But I ain't got no plans except to be your man and love you till I die. I've been turnstile, junkpiled, railroaded too. I've been laid low, and mama, don't you know I'm still in love with you? I've been took down many a road. Anybody says I ain't, they lie. I ain't got no plan but to be your man and love you till I die. I ain't got no plan except to be your man and love you till I die. Thanks again, you guys. We got to roll. Thank you very much. Thanks. That was a pleasure. Thanks for all of us. See you next time down the line. Thanks.